James and James, Daily Freak Show. Wow!
Freak show.
Daily Freak Show, James and James. We're sitting here. We're in the valley. It's 130 degrees. Amanda is almost a puddle.
No, I'm fine.
You're fine. You don't sweat. You get a little dewy.
Yeah, I just got a little dewy.
And what are we here for? We're here for...
We're recording the most legendary tranny album of all time.
Gorgeous. Okay, you are collaborating with a number of different people. First and foremost on your list.
Well, of course, my idol, Amanda Lepore.
Everyone's idol, yes.
Right. Well, she's like more mine than I think most people's, though.
You laid claim.
Right. Yeah, she is. To me, she's always been an example of impossibility, and I love idols that you'll never get used to. You'll always be nervous around, and like we know each other and we're friends, but her beauty still it shuts me up sometimes. And so I wrote a song called "I Wish I Was Amanda Lepore," basically about visual insecurities, but Amanda is also using the track to say that everything's beautiful in its own way, and even perfection has a heart. That's my favorite.
Well, that's interesting because you talk about commitment to an aesthetic ideal, which is something that Amanda has in spades. And Amanda, do you ever doubt yourself? Do you ever second guess what you're doing or what your looks are?
Well, I feel secure. I know what I like and everything. I never do. Like sometimes I'm in fashion, sometimes I'm out of fashion, and I don't really care.
I've known you for so many years, and I think that people will always love Amanda, and I think they're, like you said, nobody ever gets tired. So many people come in and out and everything like that, but I don't think people have ever gotten tired of you. And what do you suppose that is?
I think probably because I'm doing what I like, and you could probably see through just the artificial things. And
you are honestly enjoying every time you get dressed up and every time you go out.
Yeah, and I think that my soul shines through. So like even if you don't like my style or something, you get to like me if you get to know me.
It's true. So tell us about some of the other people that are going to be on the.
Basically, I've been given the opportunity to be really fucking famous, and there's nothing funner than sharing it with my idols, and my, Chad likes Sharon, Fifi likes, Nicki Minaj. I like Amanda Lepore. I like Jane County.
Well, I saw Jane was here. I haven't seen Jane in years. Tell me about the first time you met Jane.
I've been a huge fan of Jane County and the Electric Chairs. I've always owned.
If you don't want to fuck me, baby, fuck off.
Right. Great tune. And yeah, she came up in the 70s punk scene, and punk was challenging music. Well, Jane was challenging punk. And,
exactly.
And her book, Man Enough to Be a Woman, is it's like a fucking Bible to me. And so, I reached out to her, thought maybe she might want to collaborate on something, and we've just become great friends. I call her drunk all the time in the middle of the night, and she'll talk to me for hours. And the first time I met her, we did a photo shoot in New York together, and it was just like a long lost sister. She's great. She's like the juxtaposition of Amanda. Amanda's so approachable, and her beauty is so alien, and Jane County is rough around the edges and insane,
but still approachable and still has that same love.
Yeah, but she embraces a snarl face, and she embraces smelling like cat piss, and I feel like I'm like the love
yin and yang of
the love child of Amanda Lepore and Jane County.
That is gorgeous. Now, you were talking about your icons and everything. I just took Amanda to the Westwood Cemetery to roll around in front of Dorothy Stratton's grave and to kiss Marilyn Monroe's grave. Amanda, who are some of your other icons?
Well, I like a lot of the dead Hollywood blondes. I really spent a lot of my childhood alone, and because I was harassed and everything as a child, I didn't want to look like classmates or people like that. I had no interest in looking like it. I really wanted to go further and look like a artificial MGM, Hollywood starlet, and the blondes and the voluptuous, curvy bodies and the glamorous outfits and everything were my ideal of the most beautiful. So of course, as the transsexual, I wanted to aspire to be the most beautiful. So
now, were there any other transsexuals? Was Candy Darling? Was there I can't even think of
Solka.
Oh, there you go. Remember Solka, the porn star? Were there any of those sort of counterculture people that you looked to, or did you just decide to create your own?
I kind of just decided to to create my own, because it wasn't really a thing when I first started hormones and everything. It wasn't really a thing about discovering transsexuals. I really felt like a girl, so it was in my soul. So like I just wanted help with that. So it wasn't really to for any sort of fame or recognition or anything like that. But you know, of course, like when I grew up, like more by the time I did take hormones and everything, I would you know, I would see other transsexuals and everything that were in the past, and I would always study all of them and be fascinated with all of it, not thinking at the time that I would become, you know, like the next famous one or something.
Right,
You know,
like
that,
the face of transsexuals.
yeah, that was like the furthest thing from my mind. You know, I just wanted to be like a pretty girl and, you know, have a boyfriend. And, you know, I was very, very humble and didn't have any ambitions or anything.
Now, have you met some of the older generation, some of the other girls? Like, who were some of the people who just died?
I did. When I first came to New York, I met at International Crises, and she thought that I was a woman. I remember she wouldn't talk to me because her friend and said, "Oh, that's a transsexual," and she said, "Oh no, that's not." And she just gave me.
Like Christine Jorgensen or any of those. I mean, like I'm trying to think of other. Amanda Lear, have you ever met?
I didn't meet Amanda Lear, but I was, you know, growing up with like David Bowie and all that, and you know, glitter rock and all that. You know, she was always around and everything, and I said, "Oh wow, she's like so beautiful and, you know, and gorgeous." And she would deny that she was a man, and you know, like that.
Oh, I think she still does. I think she still says that that's all rumors.
And but you know, she was kind of known for that, and you know, so that was like you know, definitely I loved all of it. I mean, I loved it, and I, you know, loved girls that you know, that look great as well, you know, that always had, you know, I liked this one girl that was, you know, in my town that was friends with me that didn't go to school, and she was 15 years old, and she would be like a hooker and, you know, and work at the go-go bars, and, you know, she was kind of like my idol as well. I thought that she always looked great. She always had the money for clothes, and she, you know, dressed like a little bit like more, and she didn't look like the other kids, and the other kids didn't like her, and everybody would call her a whore, even, you know, even if she really wasn't so like the cheerleaders were probably more whory than she was in that environment, but she was well, I think that she just was rebelling because, you know, she was called that and stuff and everything. I don't really think that she would really, if they were just nice to her and accepted her as she looked and everything, then probably she wouldn't go that route. But everybody was like hammering in her head, and it's like a child, you know. So
You know who you remind me of sometimes? The My Face for the World to See. The blonde. She was the Gangsters Mall. Do you know who I'm talking about?
yes, Liz Renee.
Liz Renee. Yes. You have Did you ever meet Liz Renee?
I did meet Liz Renee.
That's a photo op.
I did, like in Palm Springs. Actually, I did a blonde bombshell exhibition, and they had David LaChapelle pictures in it, and she was actually in a wheelchair, and she passed away soon after that and everything, but I was like, wow. And I met Mamie Van Doren.
I was going to say, Mamie, since you're out here, yeah.
She was like the special guest there, and I met her like several times before that, and it was like, wow, like I'm going to be like a pin up till I'm like 100.
Mamie's one of those people too that like she loves every minute of her life, and you see that like her bombshellness and her iconicity is something that just comes from within, from her heart, because she loves it so much. I think you guys have a lot in common.
Yeah, I think so too. And she was the one that that stayed alive, I think, only because you know, she was embracing, and it was her. It was her. So you know, she was happy to be alive. Where, you know, Jane, it was kind of like an act, and she wanted to be the most famous one, and when it wasn't happening for her, and you know, she didn't just have fun with Mickey and have like a good time, and you know, and she probably would have got more roles if she just enjoyed what she had. She made tons of money by doing like, you know, foreign movies, and you know, she had a hot husband, and you know, I would have just, you know, just walked away from her a while and just have a good time, and you know.
Would you ever walk away from what you have now?
I don't know if I can, because I don't know anything else at this point, and it was sort of like the cards that were given to me.
So you're never going to be a housewife in Burbank?
I don't think so, unless I marry a prince, in which case I don't know if it would be like a regular housewife. But I'm so high maintenance, like at this point in my life, that I don't think that I could. Like it's hard to even have like a relationship. But I try the best that I can. But I think. I can't. I can't even clean my room. I have to pay someone to like clean it. And, I think that's why I live in the hotel, because they keep the bathrooms clean, so I don't have to do it. So,
Well, now, I'm sorry. Are you becoming more high maintenance as the year progresses, and do you foresee some time when you will not be sitting with me with no makeup on? Can you ever?
I'm not externally more high maintenance, but I definitely trust myself a lot more. I'm sticking my toes in so many things like modeling and acting and this album and touring, and I realize what tends to work best is whatever I say. So I'm just trusting what I say more, and I'm a little more demanding with like people I work with, not to be like mean or like that like fame or money's
one
gone.
Who has the vision of who Sharon is.
Right, and the vision is and my idea of who Sharon is working so well that I just don't like to be pushed in directions, So I'm just, I guess internally I'm more high maintenance, and no, like I spent my whole life wanting to be famous, and I wanted to live inside television sets, and I even after RuPaul's Drag Race was over, I missed cameras, and I missed creating fame, because I've been doing it since I was born, but now I'm just doing it for real, not in my head.
Well, do you think that there's a reality show in there? Have you thought of going that life and just living on camera for the rest?
I'll show up to the opening of an envelope when it comes to television, so
Okay.
yeah. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, I just want to dip my toes in everything. I love pretending to be things. I love pretending to be an actor and a musician and a model, and it's.
Well, now tell me about the song that you're doing today with Amanda. What is it you're working on?
The song is called "I Wish I Was Amanda Lepore," and the song's like super emotional to me. And I wrote the poem I think 10 years ago, and it's been rewritten and rewritten and rewritten. And I always said if I was ever famous, this would be a song I would do. And it's really about like idol worship, insecurity. Pretty much, yeah, it's about like idol worship.
And what is it? What is Amanda's part going to be? What is she going to say and do?
Well, what's great is I wrote the song, and I thought it was great, and I was a little insensitive. There were lines in it like broken ribs and bloated lips, and I had a phone interview with Mandy, and she goes, "There's just so much more to me than my surgery," and I just think it's tired, and I think the world accepts me for how I look, and we can talk about something else. And she's like, and she said something, I'm more of a model, I'm a role model. So that song completely got a rewrite, and it's kind of this juxtaposition back and forth about, insecurities of not looking as perfect as Amanda, and then Amanda saying, there's beauty in everything, and even perfection has a beating heart, and it's a love song.
Well, Amanda, how does it make you feel to know that 10 years ago people were writing sitting in their bedrooms in Pittsburgh writing a song about you? I mean, how does it feel to know that you are an inspiration and a role model?
Yeah, it's really incredible. I mean, who could not love that? I mean, especially where I came from and everything. It feels so nice. I think that's one of the reasons why I always take pictures with everyone, like, because they're nice, and it's like a positive thing. It's like it's a love kind of a thing. So I mean, it feels incredible. I really feel like it's my revenge against the world, like that it came to that.
Well, by the same token, though, do you feel that this is why you are at a recording studio in the Valley, in a corset, in a leopard dress, snatched to the gods, looking like, I mean, the most...
She beat in a cup.
She beat in a cup because she didn't... I mean, do you feel like, is it exhausting to have that responsibility to always be Amanda Lepore?
No, I always wanted to, be Marilyn Monroe and MGM, and that's exactly what I do when I get up. And I kind of, toured and everything, and did songs and everything to make money so I could afford these clothes and everything. And it makes me so happy.
Off, right?
Makes me so happy. Yeah.
God bless you. I think that right there is the most exciting thing to me. That that joy never goes away.
Well, I don't think Mandy would do it if she didn't want to. She's like Superwoman. She's Marilyn times 10. She's a Midnight Monroe, and I mean, it's just who she is.
Who else is on the album? Tell me some of the other names.
Of course, we have Amanda Lepore, we have Jane County, we have Armin Ra, the world's renowned.
Theremin, yeah. So he's good, fabulous, gorgeous.
Yes,
That's a get.
you can't have a Sharon Needles record without a theremin. And for all you kids who don't know what a theremin is out there, Google it.
It's every 1960s movie, right? Every like the horror movies
and the sci-fi movies,
Yeah.
and I could have gotten younger, cooler people on this album, but I always considered Sharon Needles as like an encyclopedia of pop culture, and I love schooling the children. And so like kids out there who are just listening to Lady Gaga and just listening to Nicki Minaj, they need to know that there are people like legendary transsexual punk rocker Jane County. There's legendary theremin player Armin Ra, of course, the beautiful model Amanda Lepore. Who else do we have?
Oh, did you say that you and her were gonna do a cackalaw?
We are in the works. Nothing is set in stage, and I would never dare ask Mother to be on the album. But she was so excited.
Rue, if you're watching.
Yeah, but if you're the goal is to not have anyone under 50 guest spot on this record. No, but Who else do we have on this album? Oh, we have Animatronics.
Stop it!
We just finished up the song. It's a song called Kai Kai, and I know a lot of queens are toying with the word Kai Kai, but I actually fuck a drag queen.
Who?
So I fuck Alaska Thunderfuck. Who?
Oh, I did not know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
you guys were boyfriends
Yeah,
and girlfriends and girlfriends.
Three years strong, and I've never cheated on her.
Really?
And
you guys are a really cute couple.
Yeah, and I also have Alaska Thunderfuck on Kai Kai, and Animatronic raps on it, and who else do we have? That's it? That's right. And we're working on other people all the time. That I'll just keep quiet because it'll just be disappointing if Iggy Pop
okay.
doesn't show up.
Okay, well, so let's go into the studio and watch a little bit. Go. Let's go.